This is going to be a video about fussy typesetting. How do you use the indents and the tabs in InDesign to make your stuff look terrific? Your presentation, the way that you typeset your text, make it look professional. I want to show you, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go into InDesign and we're going to take a look at some of the tools that are inside there. Here's my InDesign here. And what you got is basically just running body copy with, I'm setting up a fake resume, for example. Years that I worked somewhere, what job I had, responsibilities that I had in that job, and I've got 3 of those in here. This is what we're going for. We're trying to set stuff up so that it sets like that, or like that maybe, or like that maybe. So we're playing with style sheets, paragraph styles, and you know that I've already done paragraph style videos. So if you are looking for those, you'll find them in here. But specifically today, I want to talk about indents and tabs. So what I want to do is, as you can see here, is set this up. Now I'm going to use tabs to set up what I call spinal tabs. You can see how I've kind of got them lined right up so that the year comes over here, the job comes over here, and they line right up against each other. So the way to do that is to use tabs. So I'm going to have to insert tabs. They didn't come in my text file. I'm going to have to use them and put them in here. So I'm going to put a tab right there, and I'm going to put a tab right there. Same thing down here, that other job that I had as the CFO of Lockheed Martin. And then I was also a cashier at Loblaws. Very discrete and varied job responsibilities. So now what I want to do is I'm going to make a new paragraph style. First, I got to tell Zoom to go get the heck out of the way. Paragraph styles menu is right here. Now, a couple of things I just want to mention. If your screen doesn't look like this, you may not have show hidden characters turned on. Lives right here under hidden characters, right there under the type menu. You may not have this window across the top. That's called the control window. You want that open right there. And you may be looking at it in this mode rather than this mode. In other words, you might be looking at it in what's called preview right here rather than normal. So normal and preview live there under that spot, or you can just tap. Make sure you're not in a text box. You can tap the W key. If you're in a text box, you'll type a W. But if you don't have a text box going, it'll just turn that back and forth for you like that. So you can see your characters and you can see what's going on with that. What I want to do is make this line something that I can control the tabs on. So I'm going to get myself a new paragraph style and call it years and places. And maybe what we'll do is set that in some cool typeface like, oh my, Avenir Next condensed. Sure, who could go wrong with that? And we'll make it a little bit bigger because it's kind of, one of the main ideas. Notice the leading automatically goes to 20%. So let's say good. Let's just say okay right now. And then we'll apply that style because right now, as you well know, it's not in there right. All it is at this point, years and places. There it is right there. So now there's my years and places style attached to that particular piece of text, that paragraph. So basically, InDesign is going to look for the paragraph marker right there, that little guy, and say, okay, that's the end of this line, new style coming up next. But now that I've got that set, I can go back into my years and places and say, that one, I want to control the indents on that. Tabs live right here. Now that we've inserted tabs, we can control where the tab stops are. I don't know if this will work in the video. I'd like to zoom in on this thing because it's a nightmare, this little menu. I'm going to put a tab here, and then I'm going to put another tab here. This tab, this second one, I want that to be a left-aligned tab, this guy here. So I can just click it and switch it. If you find yourself clicking in this menu again, you can yank these out, put them back in again, drag them around, but it's pretty fussy. So that's where the tab stops live, and we can kind of put one, maybe there, and maybe I'll put one. I'll move this one down here somewhere. So we've got two, about 1/8 of an inch apart. So far, okay. What I'm going to do now is then say, let's hit the preview button down at the very bottom of this menu, and you can start to see what's happening when I drag that around. It says, okay, that first tab stop controls where this stuff lands, and I want that to be there. Maybe I'll pull this way back over so you can see what's happening. So the first one controls where that stuff lines up, and the second one then controls where that second tab goes, the one for the job, for the where I was working. So you can see how you can tuck them right together like that. So far, I hope that helps. What I'm going to do now is say OK, and then that second tab, actually, let's take a look at that. Second tab, years and places, tab stops. That second tab is at 0.9028. See where I'm getting that right there? So that tab stop that is there is at 0.9028. Okay. Now I'm going to come down here, grab these guys, and let's make a new paragraph style that will align with that one. And it's going to be jobs and stuff. Basic character formats. Minion. We hate Minion. Avenir next. Let's make it 10 points so we can really see the difference there. And now what I'm going to do in indents and spacing, I want all of my text to line up over there at 0.9028. In other words, I want all that text to line up underneath that second tab stop. Okay, and then I come back here and say jobs and stuff. Doing jobs and stuff. Get that one. Doing and provided customer service and bag groceries. Doing. So now I've got the beginnings of a good setup with this thing, but that's what I call spinal tabs. You can see how it's kind of set up nicely, and it's going to give me a lot of control over that. I will do another video on things like paragraph rules that you see there, spacing before and after. But that's how you use the tab key to control exactly how those work. Hope that's helpful. I will look forward to seeing the cool stuff that you make. See ya.